Greetings, 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 greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust, Christian, own, nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the vault, episode 625. No exit equals no succession. And thank everybody that has listened throughout the years. And now we got new listeners. So if you're a new first time listener, thank you for listening. If you're a continued listener, thank you for listening. And so we always want to give thanks in that respect. Thanks to a new day. And here we are, this episode, no exit, no succession. This is one of those episodes where we get a request from trustees, from people that reach out, a lot of so called entrepreneurs. But then when we get down to the nitty gritty, no exit, no succession. So here we go. Even in trusteeship, you have an exit. How? Because most trust contracts have an expiration date if they're quality trust contracts. So this is things that we see inside of the contract that it may have a renewal date or a exit date for the current trustees, or to see if the current trustees have done their job or they have to exit. As simple as that. And so interestingly enough, we were going to liken this episode to the current presidential election, where you see that even in trusteeship, you have to create an exit plan. Just like in the presidency of the United States, they have to have an exit plan. They have an exit plan, which leads to a succession. Succession means that they have someone else come in, fill the role, uphold the standards, but the system doesn't fall apart. And they can do this for multi generations. So, as you can see, the system that's currently in play with the United States is clearly a good system because it shows that there is a mentality of exit, not just succession. See, a lot of people come to the vote and say, "Oh, I'm gonna make my children my beneficiaries. Oh, I'm gonna make this person a beneficiary. Oh, I'm gonna be who's gonna be your successor?" If the states is about succession and you're about succession, then that means there has to be an exit on your part. That means that you're departing from your duties. We were recently engaged with one operator. He said, "Oh, I'm pulling back." Right, because he's exiting the business at this point. He's 12 years in. Could have done it sooner, but he says, "Hey, I'm in the mode of exiting now." That's the mentality for succession, and that's the way only proper succession happens. Is actually an exit. We were sitting next to recently a private equity investor, manager, operator, actually COO of a PE fund for healthcare company, literally says in succession, which they are succeeding as far as PE taking over companies, they clearly give the operators an exit. There is no stay around because you're getting money from outside funds. See, all of you guys say, "Oh, trust Christian to vote. I want the PE funds." Hold on, the PE funds. Hold on, let's rewind this and get back to the facts. The facts are, we sat next to a PE COO, over $100 billion fund, and say, "Guess what? We don't come in and give operators money. We give them money to exit." See the mentality, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody says, "Oh, I want the private equity money. I want the private equity money." How do you want private equity money? Private equity is trying to buy you out. Now, in the crazy part, we asked them multiple times in different ways to see, do they leave operators on? No, this particular private equity firm. People say, "Oh man, trust Christian Vault. I want some private equity money." Private equity traditionally does not let the operator stay on board. And that's not all funds, of course. But ladies and gentlemen, wake up. There's so many other financial alternatives to get finance than just to go to a private equity firm because it sounds cliche or passe for the current tea of the day. "Oh, well, yeah, let's just go get PE funds." What do you mean go get PE funds? Yeah, when you go get PE funds, from what we sat next to, sure, they'll give an operator millions of dollars. And guess what? They're gone in 3 months. You don't own the business in 3 months. The paperwork's all together. You're out of there. You built an asset. You're out of there. You could have built it for 20 years. You're out of there. You could have built it for 5 years. You're out of there. That's what succession is. They come in, they take over. Interestingly enough, they said they promote from within. He said he promoted from within. So even after they want to chop off the head of the founder. They understand great founders are not great operators. They understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Do you understand this? Do you understand the difference between being a great operator and a great founder? As a trustee, you may find yourself as a great operator. You may be able to go into various businesses and manage them. Not too many people can do that. But as a first gen, a lot of trustees that we have come to us, if they're first gen, they're generally going to be a great founder. And we have had successful founders come through multiple times. The biggest thing is, are they prepared for the exit? One. Two, are they stuck on the fact that they can't get rich on one exit? There is no one exit that's going to get you rich. It doesn't work that way. Because when you get succession, you got to do it multiple times. See, most people don't know how to build out with one vehicle. We're not going to talk about that in this episode, but it's super hard, as the young kids say. It's hella hard, as the young kids say, for sure. It's hella hard. How is it hella hard? Because you have to know how to build from within. Most people don't know how to build within because founders are not operators. They're two different people. Entrepreneurs are not operators. There are some entrepreneurs say, "Oh, I had 10 businesses, 20 businesses." That doesn't mean they're the CEO of those businesses. Doesn't mean they're the COO of those businesses. See the difference? There's management in those businesses. That's why those businesses are independent of themselves. No exit, no succession. So let's caveat this back to trusteeship. So let's get back to trusteeship. So the presidency looks like it is an exit after every 4 years, unless there's a re-election, and they have a succession. Does the trust that you're managing, the business that you're managing, do you have an exit? Then there will be no succession. There is no, why don't my children take over at Trust Christian Info? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. We sat in front of trustees. We sat in front of a billionaire recently. He said, "Oh yeah, my kids don't want my big houses." Why? Because you let them go to public school and they got public school education and now they're high paid executives. Oh wow, they're high paid employees. That's what your children default to. It's not many options to go. They're either going to be employee or they're going to be obviously a serial entrepreneur like you. Well, if you tempt your children to not want to do the vigors of business, they're going to be smart and they're going to be hardworking and they're going to go find a job. That's what they did. He had his children in hardworking and intelligent environments. Next thing you know, his children are executives. They don't want to work. They don't want to. They don't want to. They're not thinking about billions, first of all, and they don't want $1 million homes. They want a basic living. Why? Because they were raised with that stuff. Not only were they raised with that stuff, they've been given. Think about that. They don't want to work harder and take the house to the next level. Why? Because you didn't share with them that you had an exit date. If you share with them, "Hey kids, I might cut off the pipeline of money to you at one point," you think about that. It gives them a reason to succeed you. There is no need for succession when there's, "Hey kids, there's always going to be a reserve fund for you somewhere, trust fund baby, somewhere for you." See how that mentality is? "Oh, I don't want my kids to grow up where they don't have the emergency funds." But think about it. How many generations are you going to be able to get away where they're going to want to work to succeed and grow the estate? Who's going to be sitting in the estate meetings at that point? What are you going to turn the estate over to the bank? Are you going to turn the estate over to an asset manager? That's what it looks like. So you have to make substantial amount of money to even have managers even worth their snuff. "Oh, I'm gonna have a quality asset manager that's making $100,000 off of our family estate every single year, based off of either a salary that they're making." And think about what incentives do they have? What successive generations are going to be sitting in a meeting and going to say, "Hey, to this asset manager, we need you to improve your performance." If they don't improve their performance, the family may get stagnant. It could possibly go backwards. No exit, no succession. This is easy. Trustees reach out. "Oh, Trust Christian Nevada, I want to do succession planning. I want to put someone in place. I gotta find somebody. How do I find this person?" Here we go. How do you find this person? You create an exit date. You say, "You know what? How long am I going to do this? How long am I going to be the trustee, the active trustee? Is it 10 years, 20 years? Maybe you pick a time frame. Maybe you pick the end goal. See, people don't use these things as vehicles at times, ladies and gentlemen. They end up getting them to them, and sometimes they think that the lifestyle supersedes the vehicle supersedes the lifestyle. You exit the vehicle. You get in and out of different vehicles. Succession is a lifestyle. Succession is a lifestyle. No exit though. There is no succession. Oh, trust Christian Vault, I gotta exit. I never had anybody tell me this thought process. I gotta figure this thought process out. I gotta get this thought process down. I gotta really jump it into high gear. Think about why people are so slow to move their feet. Because it forces them to create a deadline. It forces them to create a timeline. It forces them to create a date of exit. That's why there is no succession. Because most people don't have an exit date. And so in a business model, most people end up just having a job. Think about it. A exit is synonymous with a business where no exit is synonymous with a job. That's easy. No exit means you're just gonna sit there and keep laboring of loving it. Ain't that what they say? Oh, if you do what you love, you'll never have a job a day of your life. You're right. You're gonna keep working. Okay. Well, what happens when you have an exit date? Is that not a labor of love still? You're passionate about it. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen to replay. Always appreciate everybody tuning in live, listen to replay. Just want to let everybody know that we actually have a webinar coming up. We're actually gearing up for this real estate webinar. So we're going to do it in November. Be prepared. We don't want to say it's going to be overnight. We don't want to say it's going to be free, but we do want to give some good options out there, a good barrage. There are quite a few trustees that we've run into, even at this last workshop. We will give a recap that recently it was just so many real estate trustees. You guys would be surprised how many real estate trustees were on, and it's just so powerful to see how many real estate trustees are actually out with real estate right now across the country, and they're doing Airbnb, and there's so much leveraging opportunities, being in trusteeship, and with so many different trustees saying, "Oh, we're an Airbnb business," and things of that nature. And ladies and gentlemen, it's so much leveraging opportunity to work with other trustees, and it's just so powerful, ladies and gentlemen. So we're definitely going to do it by state. We're looking forward to breaking it down by state, so we'll have quite a few different states on deck, and they'll just be able to go into these rooms and they'll be able to converse. But it's very important to go ahead and start letting the trustees go ahead and start conversing about the real estate network in those various different areas, and going and networking with other people in that area virtually, because it's one of those things now where we can see that, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to go ahead and just let people do that because it's going to be powerful. It's going to be very, very powerful for people that are in those areas to connect and people that want to connect in other areas. And so, looking forward to connecting everybody in those areas. Once again, real estate webinar coming up. Christian at trustchristian.com is the email. You can reach out and get connected with us on that. Christian at trustchristian.com. Looking forward to definitely seeing and hearing from you all. And we'll definitely be going from there. Look forward to hearing from you all. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, really just wanted to highlight this particular episode of No Exit, No Succession. I definitely want to watch the episodes of the seasons on the TV series Succession. We've had a lot of trustees come through and watch that series. They see that series. They understand the power in family. They see the power in family. They see the power in families working together and having an exit plan. So look forward to connecting with all of you all. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from you all. Peace and joy.